Okay, so you want to figure out whether a 401k or a Roth IRA is the better account. You picture it like picking a lane. Traditional 401k lowers your taxes today. Roth IRA gives you tax-free money forever, so you just pick whichever story sounds better and dump your savings in. Here's the problem. That picture is almost completely wrong. The account you pick barely moves the needle. What actually decides whether you retire rich or retire average is a single number most people never even calculate: the free money sitting in their employer match that they walk right past every single month. Let's start with two co-workers at the same company, same $70,000 salary, same $500 a month they're willing to save. Aisha reads that Roth IRAs grow completely tax-free, decides that sounds obviously smarter, and puts her entire $500 a month, $6,000 a year, into a Roth IRA on her own. She skips the company 401k altogether because the Roth is the better account. Omar does something less exciting. He puts $350 a month into his 401k, just enough to hit 6% of his salary, then sends the remaining $150 a month to a Roth IRA. Same $500 a month. Same paycheck. His company matches 50% of the first 6% he contributes. So the second that $350 lands in his 401k, his employer adds another $175 a month, $2,100 a year, for doing absolutely nothing. Which one is actually building more wealth with the same dollar? It isn't close. Aisha is investing $6,000 a year of her own money. Omar is investing $6,000 of his own money plus $2,100 that isn't his at all. That's not a Roth IRA problem. It's a math problem, and Aisha doesn't know she's losing yet. Let's actually run those numbers side by side, because this is where it gets interesting. Aisha invests $6,000 a year for 30 years at a 10% average annual return, which is roughly the long-run average for a total stock market fund. That grows to about $987,000. Omar invests the same $500 a month, $6,000 of it his own, but because $2,100 of free employer match rides along every year, his total annual contribution is $8,100. Same 30 years, same 10% return. His balance lands around $1,332,000. Multiply it out, and Omar retires with roughly $345,000 more than Aisha, for the exact same $500 a month out of his own pocket. That gap didn't come from a smarter investment. It came from routing the money through the right door first. This is the first thing to understand about retirement accounts. The 401k or Roth IRA label isn't really the product. It's the doorway. The real product is whether you captured every dollar of free employer money before you worried about which account feels better, the same way the sneaker itself isn't really what a shoe store is selling you. It's the loyalty account attached to it. A 401k match isn't a perk buried in your benefits packet. It's the only guaranteed 50% to 100% return you will ever get in your investing life. And most people walk straight past it chasing a shinier account. If the employer match is the entry point, then the tax mechanics underneath it are where the real long-term money gets made or lost. A traditional 401k contribution gets you an immediate coupon, roughly 22 to 24 cents back for every dollar you put in if you're a typical middle-income earner, because that money skips your taxable income this year. A Roth IRA gives you no coupon today. You pay full price with after-tax dollars, but the entire account, growth included, comes out completely tax-free after age 59 and a half. It's the difference between a store that gives you 24% off today but charges you full price plus tax when you finally check out, versus a store that charges full price up front so checkout is free forever. Most people never run both, so they never realize the real winning move usually isn't traditional or Roth. It's both, in the right proportion, based on what tax bracket you're in now versus what you expect later. If you're enjoying this breakdown, this is a good moment to hit subscribe. It genuinely helps the channel. Here's the layer almost nobody talks about, and it's the one that actually costs people the most money in retirement: required minimum distributions. Every dollar in a traditional 401k is a loan you owe the IRS. And starting at age 73, the government forces you to start withdrawing it whether you need the cash or not, taxed as ordinary income the moment it leaves the account. A Roth IRA has none of that. No forced withdrawals ever for the original owner. That single rule is why financial planners obsess over something called the tax torpedo. Social Security taxation kicks in once your combined income crosses roughly $34,000 for a single filer or $44,000 for a married couple, thresholds that haven't been adjusted for inflation since the early 1990s, and a big traditional 401k withdrawal can shove you straight into having up to 85% of your Social Security benefit taxed in the same year. A Roth withdrawal doesn't count toward that calculation at all. That's the hidden mechanism nobody explains when they're telling you to just max your 401k. But running these accounts is far more complicated than the glossy retirement calculator makes it look. Employer 401k plans routinely carry total costs of 1% to 2% a year once you stack fund expense ratios with plan administration fees, while a self-directed Roth IRA at a discount brokerage can run as low as 0.03%. Pull money out before 59.5, and you're generally hit with a 10% penalty plus ordinary income tax on top, on the traditional side. And the cost nobody says out loud. Most 401k matches vest on a schedule, often a 3-year cliff, so if you leave that job at month 30, you can forfeit every dollar of employer match you thought you'd already banked. The longer money sits in a traditional account, the bigger the eventual tax bill compounds alongside it, quietly growing like unpaid property tax on an asset you haven't sold yet. Run both account types, and you're really operating two different systems at once. One where the IRS is a silent partner waiting to get paid later, and one where you already settled up and the growth is entirely yours. And if you think the match and the tax bracket are the complicated parts, retirement year sequencing is usually worse. Retiring into a market downturn while required minimum distributions force you to sell shares at depressed prices, called sequence of returns risk, can permanently shrink a portfolio in a way a market recovery never fully repairs. Sophisticated retirement planners track something called provisional income, the specific formula the IRS uses to decide how much of your Social Security gets taxed, because managing that one number can be worth tens of thousands of dollars across a retirement. The traditional 401k is the hook that gets your savings started. Managing the tax bracket you retire into is the actual profit. So if a plain index fund inside either account already carries solid long-term returns, why have 401k providers and brokerages spent the last decade pushing managed accounts, services, and Roth conversion planning so hard? Because advice can't be commoditized the way a fund can. Fidelity, Vanguard, and Empower now sell professionally managed overlays on top of your 401k for roughly 0.35% to 0.50% a year in additional fees. And that's close to pure margin since the underlying index funds cost almost nothing to run. A Roth conversion ladder, moving traditional dollars into a Roth strategically over several years in low-income years, is exactly the kind of service advisors now charge separately for. Once your money is inside a specific provider's managed program, moving it means unwinding an active strategy, not just clicking transfer. That friction is the lock-in. Americans now hold more than $10 trillion inside 401k plans and another $19.2 trillion inside IRAs, and a handful of giants dominate that market. Fidelity, Vanguard, and Empower administer the plans for most large employers, giving them enormous scale advantages in negotiated fund fees and default target date fund placement that smaller providers simply can't match. Independent financial advisors and fee-only planners survive by refusing to fight that battle. They don't compete on having the cheapest fund lineup. They compete on knowing exactly when to do a Roth conversion, how to sequence withdrawals across account types, and how to keep a client under the next tax bracket threshold. That kind of judgment doesn't show up in an expense ratio, but it's exactly why a client stays with the same advisor for 20 years instead of shopping around every time the market dips. Technology has reshaped both accounts too. Robo-advisors now auto-optimize which account type gets which dollar, and Secure 2.0 requires most new 401k plans to auto-enroll employees starting in 2025, with contribution rates that auto-escalate a percentage point each year unless someone opts out. Fewer people are making an active traditional versus Roth decision at all. The software increasingly makes it for them behind the scenes. In response, plan providers added in-plan Roth conversion options and real-time tax bracket modeling tools directly inside the 401k dashboard, turning what used to require a CPA into something closer to a slider on an app. The regulatory shift here is real, and it just landed. Starting in 2026, under Secure 2.0, anyone earning more than $150,000 in the prior year who wants to make catch-up contributions after age 50 must put that catch-up money into a Roth account, not traditional, whether they wanted a Roth or not. The government essentially forced tax diversification onto higher earners. It's the emotional payoff of guaranteed tax-free growth minus the choice of whether you wanted it that way. Retention works on both accounts the same way apps keep users hooked. The free layer is automatic enrollment and auto-escalation nudges that quietly increase your savings rate every year without you lifting a finger. The paid layer is the managed account or advisory add-on charging that extra 0.35% to 0.50%. Employees enrolled in auto-escalation programs save 30% to 50% more over a career than employees who set a contribution rate once and never touch it again. The entire point was never winning this year's contribution. It's owning your savings rate for the next 30 years. Where this is heading next is AI-driven, real-time. Expect software that continuously models your marginal tax rate and automatically shifts new contributions between traditional and Roth month to month. Emergency savings subaccounts now permitted inside 401k plans under Secure 2.0, and employer matches extended to student loan payments for employees who can't afford to save cash yet. Put those together, and the direction is clear. The retirement account of the future looks less like a single tax bucket you set once at 25, and more like a continuously rebalanced tax portfolio managed almost entirely in the background. In a good year, you capture the full employer match, split contributions sensibly between traditional and Roth, and let a 10% market return compound untouched, which realistically nets you an effective double-digit return once the match is included. Only one or two things need to go wrong to flip that. Leave a job before your match vests, or retire straight into a market crash while RMDs force you to sell low, and your effective real return can collapse towards zero or worse in that stretch. That gap is the difference between retiring with $1.3 million in full tax control versus retiring with $900,000 and a surprise five-figure tax bill in year one. And from the outside, both savers looked identically responsible the whole time. So here's the full picture, beginning to end. You walked in thinking this was a fight between two account types, Roth versus traditional, and whichever one sounded smarter on a podcast. The Real Foundation was never the label on the account. It was capturing every dollar of employer match first, then deliberately splitting the rest between paying taxes now and paying taxes later, so you control your bracket for the next 40 years. The real profit centers were the free match money, the bracket arbitrage, and the tax-free withdrawals nobody forces you to take.